want Sichuan song. Where's my Sichuan song?
In Sichuan, China, there are a group of people called the Ersu people. And in these 7 counties, Muli, Tibetan Autonomous County, Mianning, Yuexi, Ganluo, Jiulong, Simian, and Hanyuan counties. There exists a unique writing system used by the Ersu people. Okay, so we have the alphabetic writing system, you know, the alphabet, alpha, beta, alif, beta, those kind of thing. Then we have the syllabic writing system, such as the Japanese katakana, and finally we have the logograms, such as the written Chinese. Now, what do you think this one belongs to? At a glance, it doesn't look anything like writing. Oh, but it is a writing system, alright? You read it from the center and then go down and then goes clockwise. Okay, so for this picture, first at the center we have here a head of a dog. So this means that it is the day of the dogs. Now we go down to the body of the dog and we see that the body of the dog is painted red. And this is where it gets a bit interesting. Because you see, the color used to draw the symbol determine the meaning. So, since the dog's body is painted red, this means that it is a fire day, according to the wuxing. Okay, so now we have, it is the day of the dogs and happens during the fire day. Next, this bubbly thing. It's supposed to represent fox. And since the fox is at the bottom left of the diagram, this is saying that there was fox during the morning. Now, if the fox appear here at the bottom right, this would mean that the fox appears at the evening. Next, this thing right here is supposed to represent a jug, you know, for holding water. But this one, it is painted red, and red here means prosperity. So this jug is not just any jug, it is a jug that contains alcohol. Top left, the 3 circles here are supposed to represent stars. Since there are 3 circles here, so there are 3 stars. But 2 of them are painted black. This tells us that 2 of these 3 stars have died or no longer shining. Now we go to the top right. This is actually a sun, which is quite okay as far as the sun symbol goes. But notice that there is an X emblazoned on it. This is supposed to show that the sun is chained, like something bad is going to happen. But don't panic, because the negative aura of the chained sun here can be balanced by using the religious instrument, like this one, and a ritual sword. Yes, this one is supposed to represent a sword, hence neutralizing the negative aura produced by the chained sun, and nothing will happen as a result. Okay, got all that? In summary, this diagram reads, on the day of the dog during the fire day, there will be fog during the morning. It will be a good and prosperous day. After morning, possibly midday, 2 out of the 3 stars will no longer be shining. And the sun shows strange abnormal condition, but fear not, because the ritual sword and the religious instruments used will neutralize the negative power, and nothing out of the ordinary will happen. Right, now I show another diagram. As for this picture, first at the center is a caricature of a monkey. Yes, that is supposed to be a monkey, meaning it is the day of the monkey. We go down and see that the body of the monkey is yellow, and according to the wuxing, this means that it is aligned with the earth, meaning this happens on Earth Day. Next, we see that there are 3 triangles on top of one long rectangle. This rectangle is supposed to mean tray, you know, where you put your plates on. And these 3 triangles are the foods, alcohols, and other foods. And next to it is a jug. Putting these 2 pictures together means that there will be food and drinks throughout the whole day. And at the top right over here, we can see 2 circles, which means stars. Both of these 2 stars are shining, so it's all good. But this picture over here represents trees whose upper part has been broken by the wind. What it essentially saying here is that this is not a good sign, and the day will end with fox appearing in the evening. I think you get the point. Start from the center, go down, and then interpret it in clockwise direction. So this picture essentially is saying that on the day of the monkey, during Earth Day, there will be plenty of food and drinks for everyone. But during the evening, conditions may change. There will be bad sign and the evening will be covered in fogs. But the two stars up there are shining like normal, so that's all good. All in all, this day will still be a good day. So, what to make with all of that? Okay, so first of all, this type of writing is neither alphabetical, syllabic, or logograms. It is in fact mnemonic. It requires the person reading this to know and learn many parts of the culture. This type of writing is not so much writing, but more like a memory helper. And to be honest, I'm actually hesitant to call this one a writing system. But it does represent some aspect of written language that we are all familiar with. Like this bubble thing over here means fox, regardless of where you put it. But at the same time, you need someone who already know what this picture means to teach you how to interpret it. Just because I can now read these two pictures, thanks to the article written by Sun Hongkai, that does not mean I can now read the rest of the pictures. Like, what does this one even mean? I have no idea because nobody has written an article or taught me how to interpret it. Sure, I can deduce it. I know after reading this article that these three triangles on a plate mean feast and prosperity, but how does it relate to the Earth Day or the Fire Day? Also, this type of writing system, interestingly enough, could have been used by one famous Chinese tactician, Zhuge Liang himself. One of the famous military tacticians during the Three Kingdoms era. Zhuge Liang is said to ride around his horse carrying these diagrams with him and unfortunately destroyed some of them when he lost the battle. If you want to learn more about this type of writing system, one of the good places to start is this article written by Michael Gross, published in the journal Current Biology back in 2012. Proto-writing, according to Gross, can only write down certain relevant objects, but the users cannot write down the events or stories. That is important. It only shows relevant objects, but not the actual events or stories. Back to this picture again, the summary that I gave was not a complete summary because the real meaning required tons of relevant cultural knowledge, and honestly, I was even hesitant to include the wuxing when writing this script. The complete events and stories are not in this picture and require you to seek relevant living person, and hopefully that person have written everything in English or other common languages. Take this picture again, for example. If I literally translate this picture, that is only translate what are shown in the diagram, it might look something like this. Dog day, fire day, fog, jug of alcohol, 2 out of 3 shining stars do not shine, the sun is chained, religious instrument, and ritual sword. Now, that's not a complete translation because we don't know how one object connect with the other objects. And that's the problem with proto-writing. It only shows the objects without telling the events or stories. In my next video, I will be doing reading on another proto-writing system, which curiously enough is not listed on Wikipedia over here. I'll be covering the Papanturai boards that was found in Sarawak, Borneo. This one is, oh god, I have a bit of a problem doing the video because it is less logical than the Ersu paintings. And that's it for this video.